Michelle here with Straw-Bearie Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to DIY some beach decor, some nautical themed decor, a seashell mirror from Dollar Tree, a paint pouring technique, and a cool little ring holder. Going to start with the paint pouring. This was just so much fun, and this was inspired by a video made by Dream Free Art, and I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description below. So what I have here is I'm just using a foil roasting pan, and then I dug through my recycling and found this Domino's box that I'm using to prop up my canvas. It's just a little 8x10 canvas. Now I'm just using some cups that I had, and I'm putting some acrylic paint in. I'm using tan colors and blue colors, and I'm also adding some water, and I want the consistency to be so that it will flow but it's not too drippy. And I'm going to do that to all my little colors. I'm going to put them in the cups and add some water. And I had this one where it wouldn't come out of the tube, the paint tube, so I just added some water to the tube because it was almost empty, and just using the excess that I had. Now I'm taking some white acrylic paint. This is actually Dollar Tree's paint, and it's pretty thick, and I'm spreading it on my canvas, and I actually used too much here, and should have had probably a bigger brush, but this is just to help the paint that you pour just go a little bit more smoothly. Now I'm starting the paint pour, and this was just so much fun. So I knew that I wanted it to kind of look like a beach, so I did the blues on one side and the tans on the other side. And here I am going over the sides with my brush because I wanted the painting not to look funny on the sides when I put it up on the wall. And here I'm doing the sand, and I'm also going to do sand color on the bottom because it doesn't make sense to have blue on that edge. Some of my paints were a little too watery, as you just saw there, but I'm experimenting and playing and seeing what consistencies and things work the best as I make this paint pour. And I'll pick up the roasting pan every once in a while and be able just to kind of tilt the whole thing and watch it move. And because my white paint was so thick, I went in and just kind of swirled all of the paint a little bit just to get it to move and flow a little bit better. And then I added more to my pour. So here I'm kind of making little circles and adding different colors of blues and greens into those circles, and then moving it around. This is just so much fun. I really recommend that you try this out and see how it works for you. Like I said, it's just a lot of fun to watch the colors and how it develops and how it moves. And there were several times where I was like, oh, I think I just ruined it. It was good a minute ago, and why did I do more to it? So here I'm adding a little bit of white to act like the foam on the beach or the waves in the ocean. Every time I tilt the pan and add a color and tilt the pan, the way the paint moves is just so cool looking, and it's just kind of fun to play with even without thinking about maybe the final product, and just watching those colors move. And I hope that you are enjoying watching it as much as I enjoyed kind of doing it and pouring it. So here I'm starting to run out of some of my colors. I was running out of the white and running out of the tan. So I'm close to getting done. Trying to squeeze a little bit that I still have left in those cups out, and adding a little bit more green to the ocean. I love how the different colors, they just kind of all blend and go together. And I think the final product just turned out amazing, and I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. As I have kind of my last few pours, I think that light blue came straight from the paint jar because it wasn't mixed with water, because I just needed a little bit extra. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background while I'm doing this. He's liking to bark a lot lately. And here they are moving one more time, a few more colors, and we are almost to the end. Now, there are some people who will use some lithium or some chemicals to make cells, and they'll add it to their paint mixture. I asked my husband if we had any of that, and all he said we had was this liquid wrench, which is a white lithium grease. So I'm just squirting it, spraying it onto my painting, and it's creating these dots and this texture and these cells. This is definitely an optional part that you could do, but I think it really added a great thing. And make sure that you use this in a well ventilated area. And now we let it dry for a few hours or a few days, and we'll get the final product. Next, we're going to make the mirror. So this is just a plain mirror from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to paint the frame white because I just want that white instead of the black showing in the frame. So this box of seashells was given to me by someone cleaning out some craft supplies. So these are store-bought seashells from a craft store. And then the ones that are in the cup are seashells that I actually found myself on the beach. You do want to wash the seashells if you are using ones that you found on the beach to make sure there's no bacteria or anything on them. Now I'm taking my frame and I'm starting in the corners, picking shells that I really like for the corners that are maybe a little bit bigger and poke out a little bit more. And then I'm filling in and just coming up with my design of how I want my seashells to look. I really like using the ones that I found in conjunction with the seashells that were store-bought, and I love the colors that were in the store-bought ones. I don't know if they come naturally that way because I had thought about maybe dyeing some seashells before I started, but then the colors of those seashells were just so vivid and so pretty on their own. I didn't have to do any dyeing to them, and I just really love the way this all turned out. So once I had them all on there, kind of where I wanted them, then I just started using my hot glue gun and taking them up, well, dumping them accidentally all over my table, but I knew that they would fit back. And so now I'm just taking my glue gun and gluing each one individually into place around the frame, and rotating the types of shells, the long skinny ones with the big fat ones, and having them just kind of stick together as close as possible so you're not seeing very much of that white frame at all. And not hard to do at all, didn't even take very long either to get all the seashells on the frame. And once I have them all glued on, I kind of hold it up and find any shells that maybe aren't completely attached and add just a little bit more glue just to make sure that they are all completely secure and they're not going to fall off. And once that's done, I just put the frame back together again. I put the mirror back in and close it down, and then I can hang it up on my wall. For my third project, I am using a large clamshell that came in the box of store-bought shells, and it's really pretty big, and I'm just taking about 3 shells and hot gluing them to the top just to kind of make it, have a little bit more shell look to it. I mean, I know it's a shell to begin with, but just adding a little bit more texture and color to the top. And then I also thought that it needed a little bit more glam, so I'm using some self-adhesive pearls and just putting those here and there on there, and this makes a great soap dish or ring holder, jewelry holder, and I think it turned out really cute. All of these beachy decor things are in my bathroom, and I just think they look really cute. The soap dish or ring holder are by the sink, and then I also have some glass jars of bath salts and oils, and I have this big conch shell that I picked up for about $10 last time I was at the beach. This glass cross is another video, and I will have a link to it below, and I just think it turned out really, really cute. I love how it looks in my bathroom. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you like to collect seashells when you're at the beach, and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day crafting away.